Interviewing Joe Tierney, a longtime parishioner at Immaculate Heart of Mary Parish in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Thanks for speaking with me today.
Liza, it's great to be here.
Thanks. Okay, please restate your name and tell what year you joined IHO.
Joe Tierney, 1961.
Describe your family at the time, names of spouse, as well as names and ages of
My
children.
wife's name is Ruth, and when we moved here, we had 3 children. We had Mike, Pat, and Maureen, and the month that we moved in, our son Tim was born. So the first month we were here, we had 4 children when we moved over. And we moved from St. Stephen's Parish over to Immaculate Heart of Mary, and my wife is originally from St. Francis, which is one of the mother parishes of Immaculate Heart. Immaculate Heart didn't get started until 49 and 50, and St. Stephen's and St. Francis helped them get going, and people that lived in this area were going to those 2 parishes, and then they came to Immaculate Heart of Mary.
Yeah, okay, cool. Who was the pastor when you joined?
When we came, the pastor was Father Kilgore. He was the founder of the parish, and the one that got the parish started. He was an oblate priest out of the Boston area, and when they first started, they were you've probably seen the pictures, he was in a trailer. He and another priest, I think it was Father Gigante, who was an assistant with him, and they got assigned this parish by the bishop, and they started it, and they started having services, and then eventually they started a program a fundraiser to build the church, which no longer exists, but on the grounds where we are here is where the old church was.
Did you have a good relationship with him?
Oh, very good. He as I say, he was the founder and the builder of the parish, and a very personable priest. He had been here he'd been here twice. He came originally to start the parish, and at that time some of the priests were, I think their term was like 6 years. They'd be here, and the pastor would be here like 6 years. Some of the assistants would come and go every couple of years. And we started out with 3 priests after a while, so that this is a big area starting to develop. It was farm country. It was all farm country out here. Where we presently are, they had a greenhouse where they grew flowers and vegetables and things like that, and then the bishop bought the land, and then they started it, and Father Kilgore was the one that got it started, and then eventually put in a school, and the rest is history.
Yeah. What do you remember about Father Kilgore the most?
Well, he was, as I say, he was from the Boston area. He had that accent that the people out east have, but he was very personable. And they were very easy to talk to because here they were living in this trailer while the church was being built. So, I mean, they were easy to get at and the like. And a lot of the people invited him and the assistant over for dinner to their house and like because they were cooking in this trailer. I mean, and I'm sure they got kind of sick of that after a while. But he's very personable and very easy to talk to. And the people loved him.
What other priests do you have memories of?
Well, let's see. Father Kilgore, of course, as we talked about, was the founder and builder of the parish. We also had, now most of these are all oblate priests because we were oblates until about 10 years ago, and then the oblates could no longer staff it. So they had to turn it over back to the diocese. So these were priests before that, and then I'll give you the names of some of the priests that came in. Okay. And not in historical records, just the names that I come to. Father Lawless succeeded Father Kilgore here. There was another pastor in between, and he came and developed a lot of the new things here in the school, especially the school. And then Father Flater came in, and Father Flater ran the parish and had this built, this parish center we're in now. Father Kilgore built the first church, and he also built the new one that we have now that was built in the 60s.
Yeah.
Okay? So he was a builder for that. Then after Father Flater, we had several other pastors who were all good pastors, and then Father Sudlick, who presently was an oblate, but now he's a diocesan priest, and he's a pastor out in St. Robert's. He was instrumental in that. And then we started with Father Julian, who came in as the a diocesan priest,
Yeah.
and then up to where we are now to Father Troy. And all very good priests, and of course the parish was growing.
Yeah.
One of the biggest parishes, St. Francis at one time was one of the biggest parishes in the diocese, and now the neighborhood has changed and like they're smaller. But we're still here at over 1,000 families and
Yeah.
doing well.
That's cool. Did your children go to IHM?
All of them. We had 6 children. All of them went to IHM and to Catholic Central.
Go Cougars.
Go Cougars, go Vikings.
Yes. Tell about the atmosphere of the school and any principal or teachers you
Well, as I say, our kids weren't the first ones going through here. The school was started probably in 1955 or 54. I'm not sure of that, but that's close. And then as it developed, it had more and more kids in it. It was a big school. And at the time when it started, most of the teachers were nuns. And then, of course, as time went on, not as many young ladies went into the convent, so we started having more lay teachers. The school was terrific. The teachers, the sisters, and the lay people did a great job, and which they're still doing, as you know, the excellence we have here at our school.
Yeah.
And you're one of the products of that excellence. So, I mean, we're very pleased with our school, very pleased with our parish, and we're prejudiced, let's be honest. We love it.
It's true.
And, I'm going to tell you all good things.
What activities or groups did you go?
Oh boy, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I'll just pick them up as we go along. We always had a men's club, and the ladies had their guild.
Yes.
And the men's clubs were primarily in charge of sporting events. In other words, we were trying to raise money to help the boys and girls athletic programs.
Yeah.
Then we got involved in bingo, which involved an awful lot of people in the parish. We had 7 teams, and you would work every 7 weeks. Probably each team had 10 or 12 people, so it was a great way to meet new people coming in and other people, and it kept you close together. The guys and the gals worked the floor selling the tickets, and the ladies ran the concessions. And at first we had the old church where we had the bingo, and then we had so many people we had to use the school kitchen downstairs, which no longer exists. And that was another room, and we'd have 200-300 people here every Sunday, which was great. And then we had the men's golf league and the women's golf league, which are still going today. The men's golf league's got about 120 men from the parish in it. Then we have the ladies' golf league, which probably has 40 or 50, and they play over here at Indian Trails, and the men play out at Saskatoon on 92nd Street. We have a very active St. Vincent de Paul Society here.
Yes.
As you know, we work with the Ladies Guild and the Second Best Sale, and we also have breakfast every year to raise money, and we also have a spaghetti dinner to raise money. And we also have a shed over by the garage where people can drop off items they want to donate to St. Vincent. And then we work with families who need help. We also are involved with the Burmese families who came over from Burma through Deacon Ken. Deacon Ken helped us get that started, and we also had the Vietnamese people who were the first ones that came through here. And one of the families is the Vu family here, and one of their sons, Father Peter, became a priest. So we have a lot of young men who became priests out of this parish, and I can't name them all, but there's a lot of them. And a lot of them went to be oblates, a lot of them went to be diocesan priests, and some of the gals went to be sisters. So we've had a lot of situations there. We also, for some of the senior citizens, we have a senior club here that the deacon and his wife run, and we take trips on the bus. Yeah. We visited the Basilica and Holy Sacred Heart. Those are some of the older parishes over on the west side. Basilica is beautiful. It reminds you a little bit of the old Catholic churches. They also have a bridge groups, which they belong to. We also have Maple Creek is what should I call it? It's a retirement village on 32nd Street that the parish services. That's in our diocese, and we have Mass there once a month. And we have about 35 people that live there, come to the Mass, and the volunteers from Immaculate Heart Hamlet. And we have also our what we call our fall gathering, which is very popular. That's in the fall, obviously, and we use that as a fundraiser to raise money for maintenance. As you know, we had the Hearts and Hands campaign where we were trying to raise $3 million, and we exceeded that. And the program was developed so that we would have so much money would go to parish capital needs that they needed, buildings, maintenance, and so on and forth. The other one to ministries to spread our faith and to help us strengthen our faith. And then we also had additional money to put together to do certain programs that would help the people of the parish and outside the parish where needed. We also have strong relationships with Catholic Central. A lot of our students, most of them, the majority of them, and you hopefully, I know you will, be going to Catholic Central. Your brothers are down there, and you'll love it down there. It's a great school, and Immaculate Heart is one of the biggest suppliers of students to that school. So we are very positive about that. And our school, of course, is really our bell ringer here. I mean, we have, in my opinion, we have the best school in the diocese, maybe in the world, but I don't know a lot about outside the diocese. Okay, and we've done very well. The students have done very well and do very well in all the programs and tests and everything else, which is very good. And at Catholic Central, it continues on. And we have wonderful teachers here, a great principal. Mrs. Slumsky's doing a wonderful job here, and the teachers do a wonderful job, and I wish we could pay them more money because they deserve it. And we have here also, the parents have an athletic committee, which they try to raise money and have programs for our fields and stuff here. Now, some of that was all picked up in the Hearts and Hands campaign, but you know, you have something going on continuously, like you have our basketball games here, and the kids help take care of the concessions and everything else, so we can make a few bucks to do a few things we want to do and keep everything going. So those are some of the things. The parish is involved in a lot. There's a lot of things going on. Parish council, we have a parish council that's very active. We have a finance committee, which is very active. We have just about everything covered. And we have a program for keeping track of what's going on in the parish. If somebody's sick, we try to find out if they're at home or if they're at a retirement home or whatever, and then the parish tries to make arrangements so that we can bring Holy Communion to them and visit.
Yeah, my mom does.
Yeah, that's right. And those are wonderful things that people don't even know is going on, but they are.
Yeah.
And we try to keep real good track of them. But we have to depend on the families to tell us, because if they don't tell us, we don't know it. So that's very active here. And visit people in the hospital when they're there. Father goes, the deacon goes, and they need communion. Like if they're at St. Mary's, they have their own communion, and we don't have to worry about that. But if they're in the other hospitals, these people take care of that.
Tell about any specific memories you have about new things at IHM.
Well, let me just, first of all, you know what IHM stands for, Immaculate Heart of Mary, but it also stands for I Have Memories. IHM, I Have Memories, and that's what a lot of the people here you're going to be hearing today, the memories. I mean, if you're in a parish 50 years, there's a lot of memories that go through here, and a lot of wonderful people go through here. A lot of people go to heaven through here. And one thing that stands out to me always about this parish is that if you got a problem and you talk to the people about the problem, they'll solve it. If it's financial, they'll work hard to get it solved. It might take them 3 years to pay it off, but they'll do it. If people are in trouble, like you've seen some of our families have had fires in their homes where they had to move out. Now, some of them may have had insurance, some of them may not, but the parish responded through either St. Vincent de Paul or the parish itself to help these people out and get them through these temporary things. And of course, we were talking about Father Kilgore. One of the big things for Father Kilgore was the Kilgore Foundation. It's named after him. There are a lot of, to go to a Catholic school today is expensive. And a lot of families with both the mother and dad working, it's very expensive for them. So the Kilgore Foundation helps them through that. And the parish donates to that. We have a lot of proceeds that we have. We have a dinner once a year for the Kilgore Foundation, and the foundation is constantly trying to raise money to keep that going, so that the interest off the money that's in the foundation goes to the school to help these people and to help the teachers. There are sometimes the teachers need to get brushed up on something, and these seminars they go to are expensive, and they can't afford it, and so the Kilgore Foundation and the parish kick in and take that. That's why you're such a good student.
What's different at IHM now that you miss about before?
Oh, really, not a lot. The parish is always evolving. It's like flowers. You know, every year the flowers come back again.
Yeah.
Well, that's what comes back here at Immaculate Heart. And you know, people go to heaven in between. We have a lot of people being born and coming into the parish, and the parish is alive and well. It's started in, as I said, in 1949. Still going. Still one of the best parishes in the diocese. We have one of the biggest schools in the diocese. Over 300 students here. And as I mentioned, we supply more kids down to Catholic Central than any other parish, which tells you a lot that the parish is alive and well and is moving forward and continually changing, updating, going. Some things are better. Some things are better than what we could do before. We've learned a lot. In 60 years or more that we've been here, we've learned a lot, and we've made a lot of changes for the better. And a lot of people want to belong to our parish. Look at you know this from your classes. I don't know what the percentage is, but there's a pretty good percentage of people that don't live in this parish but want to send their kids here to the school. So they become members of the parish, a lot of them through that, which is very helpful for us. But some of them don't, but they still want to send their kids here. So we have to be doing something good here.
Mm-hmm. Have the priests and or parishioners helped you go through some tough times?
Oh, you know, you all go through tough times. Either it be somebody loses their job, death in the family, sickness in the family, and while some people maybe don't need financial help, they need spiritual help.
Yeah.
You have somebody sick in your family, it's amazing the amount of prayers and the like that go up to heaven to get those people well. And there's testimony to that they do get well. And you have a lot of organizations in the parish that are dedicated. You have prayer groups that are going. You have our Adoration Chapel, which is 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. People praying for special intentions and the like. So anyone that has a problem, if they let us know, if they don't, again, it's like people who are sick. If you don't let people know, they can't help you. Sometimes your friends, you know, a friend will have a problem, and you know them. Then you can handle that. Then you can get on.
Yeah.
But sometimes people are very proud, and they won't tell you that they got a sickness in the family or they have a financial problem. Because if they do, we can respond to it. Some of the things that I think are so marvelous about this parish ongoing is the way we handled the families that came to us from Asia and from Europe. We started out with the Vietnamese families and worked with them to get them settled and get them going, and they're doing very well. And as I mentioned to you, Father Peter Vu is the pastor, and he's over at on the northeast side, and doing a great job. And we also then took on the Burmese families. We took on 20 Burmese families that we shared with the Lutheran Social Services, Bethany Social Services, which is Christian Reform, and Lutheran, and us, Immaculate Heart. So we had three Christian faiths there helping them out. And then our latest one that we took on was the Iraqi family that came over from Iraq. As you know, Iraq was a lot of wars and problems going on over there, and in Burma they were killing Christians, so they had to get people out of there. And in Iraq and Syria they started killing Christians again, so we had to get some of those families out of there, and the parish has really responded well to taking care of those families, and I think that's wonderful. It's one of the great things. The parish, if they have a problem they know about, they'll respond to it.
Discuss how your life has been enriched by becoming a member.
Well, I got to meet a lot of great friends here,
Yeah.
and I got to meet a lot of young people too, which is like you and your mom and dad. they are the parish. I mean, they are the ones who are going to be carrying it on. Some of us who are a little farther along in age, we may not be here that long, but we've hoped we planted enough seeds that everything will grow and come forward. And that's true. It is working that way. You don't have to worry about a thing with a certain. If you've got a problem, I don't care who it is, and you let us know you got a problem, there'll be a lot of people out there trying to help you with it and get it done. And that's security. That's a lot of people don't like to ask for help and won't.
Yeah.
You have to give it to them. So that's one of the things about this parish. It's very caring. If they can help, they'll be there, and people will drop everything and come help you. And that's a social network that people you can't put a value on it because it comes from the heart. And people here are very good that way. And from the years that I've been here, I know that, and I've seen it happen where people have got a problem. You say nobody else has ever had that problem, but somebody else has had that problem, and they can help you through that. And that's the resource we have here, which is so valuable. Personal resource and love of your neighbor. That's a keystone. That's why I mentioned to you, IHM also stands for I have memories. Those are memories of things we know that have happened through here, and will be passed on to you. You're the future, and we know we're in good hands with you in the future.
Anything else you'd like to say?
No, just that I think this is great that you're volunteering to do this, you and your fellow students, and you're going to put it all together and do something with it. You're going to tell us about that later, but that's marvelous. And if there's any questions you want to ask later, I'll be happy to help you. And enjoy being here with you.
Thank you. Thank you for speaking with me today. On behalf of the parish, thank you for all you've done to make Immaculate Heart of Mary such a wonderful parish.
All right, Alicia.